The wind howled through the cracked walls of the barn as Lily huddled with her friends over a pile of junk. They say the North Star doesn't even shine over this valley anymore, Tom whispered, his breath visible in the freezing air. Why are we doing this, Lily? The elders say Santa forgot us, a lifetime ago. Lily picked up a rusted wire and a scrap of red ribbon, her eyes flashing with a fierce, quiet light. He didn't forget us, Tom, she replied, her voice steady despite the cold. We forgot how to call him. If the world won't give us a miracle, then we're going to build one ourselves. Tonight, Oakhaven wakes up. Oakhaven Valley was a land trapped in a prison of ice and silence. For decades, the great misfortune had turned Christmas into a forbidden memory. In the deep snow, rusted wooden toy soldiers lay half-buried, broken relics of a time when the village knew how to laugh. The elders lived in a world of shadows, whispering that Santa had abandoned them to poverty. They watched the world through frosted windows with sad, hollow eyes. Hope only brings pain, they warned, pulling their children away from the withered, leafless pine trees as the snowy wind blew. But Lily, a girl with fire in her heart, refused to live in the dark. Secretly hiding a bright red ribbon inside her worn-out brown coat, she gathered her bravest friends, Tom the Dreamer and Maya the Maker. Soon, a secret army of children joined Mission Christmas, sneaking into an old barn with bags of scraps and old fabrics. They had no money, so they turned trash into treasures. Small hands painted wooden stars with shimmering mud, and Maya stitched colorful rags into a tree skirt, every stitch acting as a prayer for the valley to wake up. Working in the shadows, fueled by friendship, Tom finally connected 2 old wires to a rusty battery, watching a tiny, dim yellow bulb flicker to life. On Christmas Eve, the valley was buried under a fierce, white storm. While the adults slept, the small heroes stepped into the freezing cold, carrying their boxes of decorations under the moonlight. The ancient, dead oak tree stood like a ghostly giant in the center of the dark town square. The boys lifted Lily to the high branches. They decorated the giant with pine cones and painted stars, every ornament representing a family's forgotten smile. Tom connected the battery. A small spark ignited, and suddenly, the entire tree lit up with hundreds of flickering yellow lights. It was a defiant glow against the endless darkness. The first Christmas light in 50 years. Miles above, Santa Claus followed a path that bypassed Oakhaven. Suddenly, his eyes widened in surprise. Down in the Forbidden Valley, he saw a tiny heartbeat of light. They still remember, Santa whispered. They haven't given up. His sleigh dove through the clouds at high speed. Back on the ground, the children huddled together, shivering and exhausted. As they shook from the cold, a massive shadow blocked the moon. Santa Claus stood in the snow. He was glowing with a soft white light, his red suit vibrant and powerful. He didn't look like a legend. He looked like a hero. With one touch of his hand, Santa transformed the children's wooden scraps into sparkling diamonds. He struck his magical staff on the frozen ground, sending a shockwave of golden light spreading through the earth and into every house. A mountain of glowing gifts appeared, and a large golden bell was hung from the main branch. Left behind more than toys, he left a future. Christmas morning arrived with a sun that turned the snow into silver dust. The houses stood repaired and beautiful. The villagers and elders emerged, crying with joy and hugging the children. The curse was broken by the courage of the young. Lily, Tom, and Maya stood at the edge of the square, watching the valley come back to life. The heavy silence was gone, replaced by the music of laughter and the ringing of the golden bell. Lily looked up and saw a faint streak of silver across the morning blue. She reached into her pocket and felt the small, rusted wire she had used to start the light. It was now solid gold, He heard us, Tom said softly, his glasses fogging as he smiled. No, Lily corrected him, her voice filled with pride. He saw us. And because of us, the whole world can see Oakhaven again. Hearing a faint ho 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 in the wind, they smiled. The hero had returned. Oakhaven was finally, truly, alive again.